All right, folks, a big funny happened. You know how the past few months have just been a non-stop cavalcade of bad news? In the sense both that the world has had a lot of bad things happen, and also a lot of these bad things are being done or facilitated by Joe Biden, which means that like we're struggling with the knowledge simultaneously that he needs to win over Trump for a wide variety of reasons, but it's also really difficult on an emotional and rhetorical level to support what he's doing. Well, I'm happy to announce for once, some good news in that something bad happened and it's all on Trump. Man got booed, which does not happen very often. He normally only plays very friendly crowds. In fact, that's normally what presidential candidates do in general, but here.
One of the shortest campaign speeches of the campaign season at the Libertarian National Convention. This was in Washington, D.C. He walked out to a mix of boos and cheers, and he spoke for 34 minutes.
Yeah, hit it. Just gonna stare at me?
Clashes didn't stop there. CNN's Steve Contorno.
Show the clip.
On Saturday night, Trump arrived here hoping he could convert some libertarians to support his presidential campaign. His supporters and convention attendees.
Annie, can you find that classic clip, please?
Clashed in the audience, sometimes physically, as Trump suggested that it was time for them to unite. He sprinted through his speech, giving a ton of reasons why he thought the two sides should come together. The biggest one, defeating Joe Biden.
That is why I have come to extend a hand of friendship to ask for your partnership to defeat communism, defeat Marxism, and defeat crooked Joe Biden, who is destroying our country.
Trump did manage to win over the crowd at some points, like when he said he would put a libertarian in his cabinet if he was elected president. The biggest cheers of the night came when he said he would commute the sentence of Russ Ulbricht, that is the founder of the underground website The Silk Road, whose imprisonment has become a cause for the Libertarian Party.
That's so funny considering how militantly the drug war has been a part of right-wing, you know, for him to be like, oh yeah, we'll pardon the founder of the Silk Road. Why not? We have no principles, you know?
But he lost the crowd once again when he suggested that the party should nominate him to be their candidate for president.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for president of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only.
Okay, this is really funny to me for a few reasons. First of all, Trump has to be desperate to be making this appeal to the Libertarian Party. He's at the convention of another political party. The Libertarian Convention, I mean, like, this isn't like a group of Republicans, right? Well, some of them are, right? But this is an entirely other party, right? Be like showing up at the DNC, you know, showing up at a third party. Has Joe Biden gone to any Green Party events begging them to vote for him? No, it comes across as desperate. The libertarian crowd has been in a weird state in America because, like, historically, they have been very, the government is hiding evidence of aliens at Roswell, and also 5G broadcast towers are reading your thoughts. Like, they've been very, like, not apolitical, but there's been a kind of, like, general nuttery to the conspiracism. Lately, however, in the form of mostly the Mises group, there's been an effort to make the libertarians just Nazis. Like, right libertarianism almost always means, at the very least, white nationalism. It's the classic strategy of, how do we revoke the rights of minorities? We do so through states' rights. Well, we don't need any national laws protecting, say, for example, you know, black people's right to be given equal service at a restaurant. The free market will allow black people to prioritize and privilege restaurants that serve them properly, and blah, 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 blah. Every time, there's a reason why when I last debated that libertarian presidential candidate, the first question that I asked him was whether or not he supported revoking the Civil Rights Act, to which he apologetically said that he did want it revoked. Like, the Libertarian Party, at least some very wealthy elements within it, have made an effort to consolidate their sort of national interest around and then, like, at the very least, white nationalism, if not Nazism. One of the reasons for this is because libertarianism in itself is completely politically anemic. The idea of we're going to run for office on the platform of government disempowerment is not a real thing. It doesn't actually exist. This is the reason why, how am I blanking on his name? The Argentinian. Please. How am I blanking? Milei, thank you. For some, I kept thinking Morales, and I was like, wait, no, that's not right at all. That's not the right country, and that's definitely not the right ideology. But it just started with M, you know? Milei, for all of his libertarian pretense, very big on, like, using the military to crack down on protests. So there's not really, libertarianism doesn't actually exist as, like, a real political platform. So you might as well make some use out of them, these politically useless people. Make them Nazis, make them vote Republican, whatever. I gotta say, though, Trump has to be in a pretty dire position to be gunning for this, because the man hates being booed. I mean, we're talking about a very egotistical man, right? Like, this is not, Donald Trump is not some pragmatic utilitarian who can handle some negative attention, personally handle some negative attention, if it means improving his odds at winning the presidency. He's a man of pure, you know, ego. He's driven by what emboldens him personally. I think that stuff like this is what is this? RFK Jr. will be considered for Libertarian Party's presidential nomination. Trump didn't file paperwork to qualify. That's wonderful. I guess they didn't take the possibility too seriously, you know? Fantastic stuff there. RFK Jr. has actually been a real thorn in the side of the Trump campaign lately, because if you'll recall, RFK Jr. was originally a mostly center and right-wing backed plant in the Democratic primary, as a way of pulling votes away from Joe Biden. RFK is a lunatic. He's completely ideologically incoherent, but real liberals don't like him. I mean, the main thing he was gunning for is being like a vaccine skeptic, and that's putting it lightly. What liberal is going to vote for somebody whose most aggressive campaign promise is prosecuting Anthony Fauci, right? Like, what group of liberals is going for that? No, of course not. So naturally, obviously, RFK got, you know, left the Democratic race, and now he's apparently going to pull more votes from Trump than he is Biden. It's just funny, you know, because, like, it's like a greater version of the thing that happened with if only I were born with a memory. Come on, the other guy who ran Democrat, and then he ran Green, and then he ran Workers' People's Party or whatever. His own personal journey. Ross Perot? No, this cycle. Cornel West, thank you. God, I wish I had a memory, you know? These, like, obvious like it begins with people on the outside, people on the right wing who are, like, cheering, you know, like, yes, 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 pull votes away from Biden. And then invariably it up, it fails in some way, they get pulled away from the Democratic nomination process, and now it looks like RFK is going to be challenging Trump more. All of this together, to me, this is a positive sign. I don't think they'd be doing this if they weren't at least a little bit desperate. Did Cornell run Democrat at all? Yes! It's hard to remember because, like, these things move so quickly, but yeah. Many American libertarians are just extremely right-leaning and not in any meaningful way libertarian, but there are people who are genuinely ideologically libertarian in the sense that they're distrustful of power, and a lot of those libertarians do not like Donald Trump because he's a naked authoritarian. The Mises Caucus was started just a few days after Charlottesville. Is that true? Mises Caucus leaders of the Libertarian Party announced Donald Trump as the headliner for the Libertarian. They're behind this! Of course they are, because they're the Hitlerites. Of course they want to weaponize the Libertarian Party as a vehicle for promoting Donald Trump. Oh my God, okay, that's perfect, you know? And they were started right after Charlottesville, 3 days after Charlottesville. That's crazy. According to the former LNC chair, Libertarian National Convention chair, the decision to start the Mises Caucus was motivated by grievances that the Mises Caucus founder, Michael Heiss, had with then current LNC chairman Nicholas Sarwark. Thank you. The alleged grievance was Nick's distribution of a press release sent from the LP condemning the white supremacists at Charlottesville. Oh, okay. All right, okay. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. When I said, like, the Mises Caucus is full of Hitlerites, I didn't think it would be like, yeah, they started 3 days after Charlottesville because they were upset with the fact that the existing Libertarian administration opposed Nazism. Okay, okay, you know, I mean, if it's that straightforward, that's fine with me. I like it when it's that direct. That's cool. Yeah, just straightforwardly like the Hitlerite caucus of the Libertarian Party, an effort by the Republicans to cultivate and weaponize them for their own purposes. Seemingly a not successful one, considering the number of boos here. You'd think the Mises Caucus would have filled the seats with more plants, you know? Too bad nobody in the chat mentioned when you debated Gary Johnson. I didn't debate Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson has had his share of fun at the Libertarian National Convention, though.
Should someone have to have a government-issued license to drive a car?
Hell no.
What's next? Requiring a license to make toast in your own damn toaster?
The license to drive? You know, I'd like to see some competency exhibited by people before they drive.
Incredible. Vosh. That's crazy. Incredible. I love the toast, dude. Yeah, it does feel like it could be like a Tim and Eric bit with this character over here, you know, wearing his dad's suit jacket, apparently. What does he do? He's wearing a suit jacket like 4 sizes too large. It looks like he's got it looks like his dad's a mafia don and he stole his suit for the, I don't know. Those ears, holy shit. Yeah, like those ears are almost as disqualifying as RFK's voice. It's remarkable, really. Sure thing, boss. Sure thing, boss. Yeah, he's got a bit of a goon phrenology, a little bit. This guy went on a debate with Sam Cedar once, wasn't saying. Sam Cedar and his libertarian debates, man, such a classic. Careful, he can hear you. So good. What is this? The Secret Service were assaulting people in the crowd? Starchild is a delegate. This individual's name is Starchild. It's important to understand what happened here. Starchild, the individual assault in this video, has been a mainstay at Libertarian Party events for decades. I can tell looking at them. Over the decades, he has served in positions of leadership at virtually every level of LNC. He's been a dedicated activist on campaign after campaign. His recognition in the party was so widespread that even speculation on what his next outfit was going to be. Man, libertarians are so serious. I love them. Like real libertarians, man. Was basically a ritual before every convention. To watch him get dragged off the floor and assaulted by MAGA insurgents for holding a sign saying no wannabe dictators. Dude, this is such a great way to appeal to a Libertarian National Convention crowd by attacking somebody for holding up a sign saying no wannabe dictators. It's like picture perfect symbolism. Yeah, like here, Trump, the guy who's being backed by the Mises Caucus, founded by Nazis after Charlottesville, is, you know, assaulting people for saying they don't want authoritarians at the Libertarian Convention. Phenomenal. A party celebrity, too. The party's former identity is officially lost. It's dead. MAGA operatives in the Mises Caucus killed it. I don't want the Mises Caucus to be thought of purely as a MAGA plant. I really do think these guys are Nazis, you know? The impression that I've gotten from people that I've talked to and from what I've seen is that these guys are much farther along than just MAGA guys. I mean, they're also MAGA guys, but, you know, it doesn't end there. Why did Trump think libertarians would even be happy he's here? Well, he was brought on by the Mises Caucus, and clearly, like, the whole point was to try to groom the Libertarian Party into being amenable to an open, like, authoritarian, right? That was the whole point. Everything has led to this, and it doesn't look like it's leading to very much. I mean, we'll see how the libertarians vote, but what does paleo-conservative even mean? Nazi. Anyone who says that they're a paleo-conservative, they mean Nazi. Why aren't they shooting the guard? You know, these people are defending their rights against these exact thing. Well, I mean, meme question aside, you know, a lot of the people here probably are plants from the Mises Caucus. All the people holding up Free Ross aren't. No MAGA guy would give a fuck about that. Very normal looking crowd. I mean, I really do think that the average person who votes libertarian, right, who actually votes for the libertarian candidate, I think that for the most part, these people are, you know, kind of, they're cranks, but they're winnable. If they were that bad, they'd vote Republican. A lot of them are just conspiratorially minded and really, really obsessed with, like, I don't know, sovereign citizen shit. They're, I guess, spiritually anti-authoritarian in a lot of respects, and that makes them at least conditional allies. Yeah, they have winnable mental illness. I mean, keep in mind, the year that the Libertarian Party did best was the year that Trump won in 2016, which kind of indicates that there were people who were dissatisfied with Trump's authoritarian tendencies. Don't they say that here? In 2016, Libertarian presidential candidate nominee Gary Johnson earned more than 3% of the popular vote, a high point in the party's history. Yeah, because people were upset with Trump. There were people upset with Trump. Christ is King in bio. This one? Oh yeah, this guy's a Nazi. Christ is King also means they're a Nazi. From Timcast News. Yeah, it all, oh, wow, and crazy. This guy's named Hernandez. All right, Nazi confirmed. White supremacist confirmed. All you gotta do you have a Hispanic last name? There you go. Gary Johnson was also a governor. You know, I've heard rumors about this. Anyway, all of these memes aside, I do genuinely think it is a sign of weakness on Trump's part that he's even making this effort. It'll never not be funny that the 21st century vanguard of white supremacy is Hispanic people and Indians. Yeah, Candace Owens and Kanye West are the vanguards of National Socialism. Hitler's rolling in his grave.